Freedom is not free. Freedom is the state of being free or at liberty rather than being held in confinement or under physical restraint. And we owe deep gratitude to the brave men and women who gave us freedom. In 200 years of wars, conflicts, and battles, many have given the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Freedom represented by the American flag. Today, the flag consists of 13 horizontal stripes, 7 red and 6 white. The stripes represent the original 13 colonies. The stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes courage, white symbolizes innocence, and blue represents justice. It all begins with the Revolutionary War. The Loyalists were supporters of King George III and Britain. They opposed the brave soldiers called Patriots. England against colonists, 2 countries battled and one great country emerged. There was the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, who warned colonists at Lexington and Concord that the British were coming. The Declaration of Independence holds the most potent words in American history. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Boston Massacre was a street fight that occurred on March 5, 1770, between a patriot mob throwing snowballs, stones, and sticks and a squad of British soldiers. 5 colonists were killed, and it was a signal event leading up to the Revolutionary War. Angry and frustrated at a new tax on tea, American colonists calling themselves Sons of Liberty and disguised as Mohawk Native Americans boarded 3 British ships, the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, and the Beaver, and dumped 342 whole crates of British tea into Boston Harbor on December 16, 1773. Thanks to their bravery and sacrifice, we can now call ourselves Americans. The Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865. The Southern states wanted to have their own nation and be able to decide what laws to have. The North did not want the country to be broken apart. In the election of 1860, Abraham Lincoln stated that he wanted to stop the spread of slavery. The Southern states said that if Lincoln won, they would succeed or leave the Union. The Southern states seceded from the Union after Lincoln was elected. They formed their own nation, the Confederate States of America. So the Civil War began in April of 1861 when the Confederate Army took over Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. President Lincoln was forced to declare war. The North, or the Union, was led by Ulysses S. Grant. The South, also known as the Confederacy, was led by General Robert E. Lee. Brother versus brother, 10 major battles. Emancipation Proclamation, Gettysburg Address, Antietam. It was America's deadliest war. World War I, also called the Great War, was fought between 1914 and 1918 in Europe. The Treaty of Versailles was one of the peace treaties at the end of World War I. It ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. It was signed on the 28th of June in 1919, exactly 5 years after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. His assassination was a major cause of World War I. After the sinking of 7 U.S. merchant ships by submarines and the publication of the Zimmerman Telegram, Wilson called for war on Germany, which the U.S. Congress declared on April 6, 1917. 1 out of every 10 American soldiers that fought in World War I was killed. We thank all who were involved for their loyalty and dedication to America. World War II was fought between Japan, Germany, and Italy against the greatest generation of Americans. In Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, on December 7, 1941, 353 Japanese fighter planes sunk 4 U.S. Navy ships, 188 U.S. airplanes were destroyed, 2,402 men were killed, 1,282 were left wounded, and on December 8, 1941, America declared war on Japan. The Battle of Iwo Jima, or Operation Detachment, was a major battle in which the United States fought for and captured the island of Iwo Jima from the Empire of Japan. The U.S. invasion, charged with the mission of capturing the 3 airfields on Iwo Jima, resulted in some of the fiercest fighting in the Pacific Campaign of World War II. Hitler was the leader of the Nazi Party and an enemy of the United States in World War II. On June 6, 1944, 160,000 Allied troops landed along a 50-mile stretch of heavily fortified French coastline to fight Nazi Germany on the beaches of Normandy, France. General Dwight D. Eisenhower called the operation a crusade in which we will accept nothing less than full victory. Nearly 500,000 U.S. casualties were suffered in World War II. We take a moment to thank those men and women for their lives and devotion to our freedom and liberty. The Korean War took place in 1950 to 1953. Some call it the Forgotten War or the Unknown War. It was North Korea against South Korea. America aided the South Koreans. The 38th parallel is a dividing line between North and South Korea. The demilitarized zone is a buffering zone between the two countries, also known as the DMZ. Freedom is not free. Here one finds the expression of American gratitude to those who restored freedom to South Korea. 19 stainless steel sculptures stand silently under the watchful eye of a sea of faces upon a granite wall, reminders of the human cost of defending freedom. These elements all bear witness to the patriotism, devotion to duty, and courage of Korean War veterans. Nearly 36,000 Americans gave their lives to support another nation, a true test to the honor and courage demonstrated by so many. In the Vietnam War from 1957 to 1975, the U.S. fought the spread of communism against the Viet Cong. The U.S. was engaged in a war that many viewed as having no way to win. Therefore, U.S. leaders lost the American public's support for the war. Approximately 58,000 troops gave their lives to this battle. To all the troops of the Vietnam War and to all other wars, we thank you for your service, and we must always remember, our freedom is not free.